Are secrets regarding long-term pavement performance hidden away in TxDOT databases? Researchers with the Center for Transportation Research at the University of Texas have conducted an extensive analysis about specific project information from across the state. The researchers are combining data sources in hopes of improving construction practices.
There's an old adage that you cannot improve what you cannot measure, right? So that was the first idea. The motivation was to be able to measure what is the performance of materials in the long term. Now, when we drive on roads, they all look the same to us, and they may be slightly different texture or color or variations, but we don't think much of it. But there's a lot of engineering and technology that's going on in the material side of the business, in the construction, mixture design, and so forth. And although we do not see, as users of the roadways, we do not see those changes, there's a constant evolution of technologies and polymer modification, use of recycled materials, and so forth. But one of the things is it's very difficult in a laboratory environment to evaluate what is the real world long-term outcome of these changes in technology. And the only way you can do it is by long-term evaluation of field performance. So the idea here was to see that the materials and mixture design technologies, the specifications that we're putting into place and constantly adjusting based on things that are happening in the industry, how are they turning out in the long term, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from after they've been placed?
Historically, we've got multiple databases where we store performance data and we store construction data, and they're two different databases. So in our construction database, that's where we capture everything like mix designs, material quality as it's being constructed, and that also takes into account placement of the material. Our other database is the maintenance database, and that's where our maintenance crews go out over time and they're looking at the performance of the actual in-place roadway. And so our goal from this research project was to tie our construction practices and material quality and try to tie that into real-world performance.
The objective of this research is essentially twofold. One, to identify good examples and also best practices, and that would allow us to relate the long-term pavement performance with the QC/QA design factors. And then secondly, and provide additional recommendations and in terms of good examples and best practices, and so that Texas can keep improving its pavement long life experience.
We are trying to find out what is the best material combination or the construction practice that can give us the more value so that we don't have to have a lot of rehabilitation or maintenance activities down in the future.
One of the things what we would like to see happen is that this should go live in the sense that this should be a real-time thing or a near real-time thing that is constantly updated and is accessible to DOT on a nearly daily basis. So, they could visit this often and look at it often. The reason for that is our mixture designs and specifications and materials are not static. And by bringing life to this or making this alive as a real-time and dynamic thing that sustains itself, the DOT will then have a tool that they can see how these things are performing over time for themselves.
For more information and to find the publications for this project, please visit the TxDOT Research Library at the link shown below.